the session. Right, so good evening, everybody, and welcome to our usual webinar for newly qualified members of the Institute. And as is always the norm, our approach is to ensure that all students who have qualified from our platform get the best in terms of the process regarding the completion of registration for membership or admission of membership. And we are glad to have a key person from our member services department of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana to help us administer this program. And I'm sure we are all ready. Sorry for the slight delay, as we have to have regard for a major national assignment of declaring the president by the Electoral Commission. And I think it's on the basis of that we had that delay, but we can now kick off. So my name is Sigmund, and I have the honor of inviting over Equia Afrakoma, Manager Member Services, to help us present to our students or colleagues, now almost members, or I should rather call them associate members, since they have passed the exams, associate members who are actually about to start the process for registration as well as graduation. So, Equia, are you ready? Are you ready to?
Yes, I am.
I think we have to promote you. Ike, can you help us?
No, I have. I'm actually here already.
Yes, but are you able to share your screen?
I wouldn't really be sharing anything for now,
Can you share your
but
screen?
as and when the need comes, I will do so.
Okay, that's fine. Great. So I think there will be a question and answer session. So normally I would assume that you have the flow for some time, then you have the opportunity to ask or answer questions from colleagues. So actually Derek will be handling that, and he's also on the call. So I think the floor is yours now. You can take off. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, and a pleasant evening to everybody on the call. I'm a Kia from Paul, Manager Member Services. I hope I am audible.
I
Can
think
you
Yes,
hear
you
me?
are. Yes, you are.
Okay, great. So, as has been a practice, I'm privileged to be with you this evening for us to run through a very crucial part of your journey. Passing the exams actually is not the end of the ICAG program. You have to then be migrated onto being an associate, after which you would be able to apply for membership, and then you finally again gain the chartered accountant status as per section 14, subsection 4 of the ICAG Act of 2020, Act 1058. So as a member of the Institute, you also enjoy lots of benefits. We'll talk about that later. But right now, the main task ahead is to prepare you for the next phase. I believe everyone here on the call, if you have completed the November 2024 exams, you have received an email on the 29th of November. And it was a Friday in the evening. I was actually on leave, but then I had to take time off and then send you that mail, the congratulatory mail, to prepare you. Unfortunately, or let's say fortunately, because quite a number of you were able to fill the Google forms that were included in the mail. First one being the form to fill for, sorry, my earpiece. First one was the form to fill for how your name would appear on your final exam certificate. And then the second one was to show your intent if you do want to apply for membership. The reason why the second one was included is to gain the number of applicants for projection sakes, and secondly, to also assist the accounts department or the finance department in their billing, because currently everything is done on the portal. And as soon as you are migrated onto the associate platform, two things happen. It's either you are billed with the graduation fees or you are not billed. So those who are not billed are those who were able to fill the Google form for your intent. The unfortunate thing that I did say was that some of you did not comply with the timelines that were stated in. Here in our department at ICAG, we pride ourselves with having to meet our timelines. We run a very tight schedule. There are lots of institutes, programs that run sometimes concurrently. And if we are not conscious of our timing, we might have clashes and delays, which unfortunately would not also augur well for our performance assessment. So please, let me first of all sound this caution. If you receive any notification from me or from the institute and it is bound by time, please do comply with the timeline. And as some of you might have also experienced, you realize that the form stopped accepting responses when the timeline elapsed. That is how we run, and that is how you will be treated henceforth. So kindly let us all respect the timelines that have been stated. And in any instance where you find yourself applying for something within the institute that is bordered by a timeline, kindly adhere to that so that at least we will be able to help you along your journey in achieving whatever it is that you wish to achieve. So then if you were not able to fill the Google form, although it has been opened, I mean the intent form, and that form also, by filling it, does not denote membership. If you fill that form and you think that is a membership form, I am sorry, that is not it. Another mail was sent last week, Thursday, on the 5th of December, to let you know that you are to please apply for membership by referring to the instructions and guidelines that were sent to you on the 29th of November. The reason why I am very specific mentioning these dates is also to let you return to these emails on those dates. If you have not received it, please check your spam. The email address that has been provided by you when you are registering on the students portal, now your associates portal, is the email address that all correspondences will be sent to. Unless you have written to me that you would want that email address to be updated. We have already sent quite a number of them to the IT department. They have amended and updated some of them. Others still are in the process. But all the same, kindly ensure that you check either your spam or that particular email address that you used when you were registering on the students portal. To continue, if you have not applied for membership, the deadline for application of membership is 19th of December. 19th December is the deadline for application of membership. The reason why we are giving you deadlines is to be able to work within the time frame so that at least we'll be able to process all of your applications. The admissions committee would sit and have enough time to also review your applications, which will be then forwarded to the admissions committee chair, who would then approve your applications if your application is successful. And then we can have enough time to process you, to progress, and then you would do your induction and we'll proceed to the admission ceremony. That is when the date is fixed. To proceed, there are certain things that I would also want us to take note of. Everyone who has completed the November 2024 examination are supposed to submit their passport picture, duly saved in JPEG format. In JPEG format, not JP or not PDF. We are very particular. It has to be in JPEG format or JPG format. And then you send it to admissionsupport@icagh.com. Admissionsupport@icagh.com. All of this has been duly stated in the email that was sent to you on the 29th. Some of you were asking if you're to send it or not. It is for everybody. You are supposed to send your passport picture. This passport picture is what will be presented in the graduation brochure. So if unfortunately your picture does not appear which will not be the case because we will fish your picture out either from social media or the one that you have on your portal. So if you know what you have on your portal is not presentable, please follow the guidelines which have been stated. That if you're a gentleman, you are to be in a black or blue-black suit with a white shirt and a tie, and you go into a photo studio and you take a white background passport size picture, emphasis on white background. This same picture, if you are applying for membership, is supposed to be also uploaded onto your portal. We are very particular about that because it is your professional profile. If anyone is looking for your image and goes onto your portal and we open it and we find you dressed inappropriately as a professional, unfortunately, you wouldn't really augur well for your image. And so this particular picture, we also advise that you upload that onto your portal as well by updating your profile. With the passport picture set, the date for the graduation and the admission ceremony is yet to be fixed by the committee in charge of that. We now have a new council and we have constituted new committees which are yet to be inaugurated. Not until they are inaugurated and started their work, unfortunately, we cannot get you that information yet. So those of you that have been calling our office to find out when the graduation is going to happen, personally, I do not know yet. And same has been stated in the congratulatory letter, which was sent to you on the 29th of November. So you would have to be patient for the process. And then we proceeded to those that are applying for membership. If you are applying for membership and you were unable to fill the Google form, and you found that there's a bill on your portal, an email was sent on the 3rd, either on the 2nd or on the 3rd of December, that those who were unable to fill the form and were billed, you are to send an email to finance@icagh.com and inform the finance department that you were unable to fill the Google form and thus you were billed with the graduation fees. And as a result, you were unable to apply for membership because the portal would not allow you unless you pay any amount outstanding on the portal. So finance will then reverse that bill on your portal, and you will be able to apply for membership. I'm repeating this. In the event that you are unable to fill the Google form to state your intent and for billing purposes of membership, and you were billed with the graduation fees on your portal, send an email to finance@icagh.com for them to reverse. But in order for the finance department to be able to know who you are, you need to state when you completed, your student number, and the reason for calling for the reversal. And they have already been informed. That is why I would need you to also tell them that. Because if you completed in a different batch or in a different exam date, and you are stating the same reason, it will not fly. So kindly take note of that, because you will not be able to apply or even have access to the application side of the portal to apply for membership if that bill is still outstanding on it. Now we come to membership application. Some of you have already started applying for membership. And I have noticed one particular trend which carries along all of the associates who I've worked with ever since the portal started. You do not read what we send you, and it's quite heartbreaking. The profession prides ourselves in paying attention to detail. I believe that is how come you even were able to pass your exams. Because if you had glossed over certain things, you would not have made the marks to even pass you. So if we send you an information, it is very vital and important to us for you to take the time and read everything verbatim. Because if you do not do so and you skip and you make certain mistakes, which I would have to reject your application, for you to do the same thing which has already been given to you in the instructions, that has already been sent to you on the 29th of November. Then you leave us with a lot of questions as to whether we should rather do another entrance exam in order for you to be admitted into membership, because that is where you're pushing us to. We want to make the process as fluid as possible. That is how come we have listed a number of things just to follow and make your work easy in your application for membership. But then some of you, as if they don't even know that it even exists. Now let me come to the application process. When you open your portal and you start the membership application, there are so many things that need to be filled, especially your personal details. Your year of completion is when you completed the ICAG exams. The exam date that you wrote, which is November 2024. But I have had someone even quote December 2024, just because that was when the person probably received their results. Which shouldn't be so. You should ensure that you have filled all the details in there, especially your next of kin. I realized there were some of you who do not even have a next of kin filled. Whether it be your spouse or your relatives, it is very important that you do feel so. Because in the event that we are unable to reach you, should there be the need to, that person listed in your next of kin is the one we are going to reach out to in order to get access to you. The instructions specifically stated that you are to upload either your Ghana card or your passport. So I am taken aback when I see someone upload their birth certificate. We do not need your birth certificate. We need either your Ghana card or your passport, which has been explicitly stated in the instructions. If you go and you upload your driver's license, that is not an accepted form of identification lately in the country. We are abiding by the rules of the Republic, and that's the only form of identification currently accepted is either your Ghana card or your passport. So please ensure that those are the identification modes which are uploaded onto your portal. To proceed, your education. If we do have former associates, that is those who completed in earlier dates, be it July 2024, March 2024, or earlier dates, you have already been contacted with your instructions as to how to apply for membership. Key to that in uploading your educational certificates is also your ICAG final exam certificate. If you were part of those who have already graduated, because we have already issued you the certificate and you're supposed to upload it. But for our November 2024 candidates, you haven't been issued that certificate yet. And talking about that particular certificate as well, I'm also going to make reference to those who are unable to fill the Google form. The name on your portal is what will be used to print your certificate. So do not worry if you did not fill the Google form. The name on the portal, on your portal, is what will be used to print your certificate for you. Proceeding to what to be filled on under education are all your educational certificates. I had someone come into my office this evening and asking me this question that she applied with as a student of ICAG with her master's. So should that be the only one there? No. We are going to ask you the question. So how then did you how were you admitted into the university to only go in and do your master's? Definitely you went through the university to do your first degree. You also had gone through the SHS, but then we do know that some of you might not have your SHS certificates with you. But then if you do, please ensure to upload your SHS. If you did an HND, your HND. If you did DBS or whichever certificate you have gone through as part of your education, kindly upload that onto the portal. I must sound this note of caution that the portal has limits. In the event that you're uploading any document and it is not uploading, please check the limit. It is 1 megabyte. If any document that you have saved is more than 1 megabyte, you will not be able to upload it. We do not want to overburden our localized server with so much of data. And we also want to make sure that there's also speed in your uploads. So those who are not so versatile in saving, kindly reach out for your other compatriots to help you so that you'll be able to get the correct size and upload it accordingly. It is very important that you make sure that you upload all your education certificates and that your application is not rejected due to that. Moving on to employment. We need your employment history. This is where the trick comes in. So who qualifies to apply for membership? As stated in the congratulatory letter which was sent to you, if you have attained 36 months or more work experience in accounting, auditing, taxation, and ICT. Anything finance related and audit related? Yes, you do. So if you work in the banking sector, you do. If you are a tertiary education lecturer, yes, you do qualify. If you work in a secondary school or a senior high school as a teacher, unfortunately, you do not qualify. If you are a bursar in a senior high school, yes, you do qualify. As in an accounting staff or a bursary staff or a treasury staff in any of the senior high schools, you do qualify. But then unfortunately, if you are a teacher in the senior high school, I am sorry, you do not qualify to apply for membership. You require more experience in our accountancy profession. And I would advise that in order to qualify, kindly do go and then apply to work in either the bursary or, if grace finds you, better greener pastures elsewhere to practice the profession in order to qualify for membership. You need 36 months, and the 36 months, it's cumulative. It is not just at one place. In the event that you've worked at several places, you do qualify to attain all of those experiences. And cumulatively, if you do have the 36 months or more, then you can proceed to apply for membership. Someone might ask, okay, so is internship included? Yes, internship in any of these fields does qualify you. You would also ask, so I did a contract. Yes, contracts do also do count. National service also counts. The only thing that does not count is part-time. How do we then determine part-time in this context? In the event that you are the accountant or an accountant staff, or if you work with, say, controller and accountants general department, and you work with an accounting firm just to gain a practice experience, but you are not a full-time staff of that particular firm, that is classified as part-time. So you cannot include that when you are applying for membership. If you work in your church in the treasury department, or in the audit department of your church, or maybe an NGO, you assist them prepare their books, but you are not their full-time staff, that is classified as part-time. So you cannot use it. Please take note, because it will also spill over into when you are choosing your referees. And I know this is where most of your questions are going to come from. So I want you to please listen attentively here, as questions might not be answered, because I would be extensively explaining everything that you require under the referees column, because that is where a lot of our problems come from. So please pay that attention, I implore you. You are required to also upload your CV. It is very important that the CV that you upload, the work experience that you stated there does tally with what you also state under employment in your application. The duration that you place or you state in there, the system has automatically been designed to qualify you to proceed to the next stage. If your application, the duration is 36 months or more. If it is less, your application will not go through. So I know that someone has already sent me an email inquiring and even complaining that the system did not allow because they said he has 0 months. If you do not state your duration, yes, you will have 0 months. And some people too, I never knew that CAs, potential CAs or associates have time travel machines. Someone was bold enough to have stated that he started working in 2023 and the duration is to somewhere in 2030. Wow. I know that some of these things get stated not to beat the system. If you beat the system, you will still come back to us and we will return you back to sender. So please, kindly ensure that the information that you state in your CV tallies with what you also state under employment. And in your CV, when you are stating your educational qualifications, I realize that some people or applicants indicate that so and so from so and so period to so and so period, ICAG member. You are not a member yet. So some people even say chartered accountant. You are not a chartered accountant yet. I'm sorry. You are not there yet at all. You are only an associate. So please state there as in qualified or associate, because your application would also be rejected based on that. And if for some weird reason you think that because you are planning to go gloss over some of the things that you state, please, we are very particular about the information you present to us. And we watch with eagle eyes. Nothing escapes us. And so integrity is our motto and our hallmark. We expect that from you. And so please do ensure that you apply due diligence with the information that you present to us, as we have punitive measures once stated otherwise. Now to the critical area, which is the referees column. This is where all my headache comes in. And by headache, yes, it is truly a headache. Everyone has been sent the reference form. This form is to be presented to your referees. This particular form is to be filled by your 2 referees or more. I will come to why there is more here. 2 referees, if you are lucky, and your firm or your company or your institution has lots of CAs, then 2 CAs can give you the reference. But then not just anybody. The referee should be someone who has supervised or is supervising your work. Lecturers, friends, family members, and others should not be submitted as referees. Anyone who you do not have a working relationship with or who plays a supervisory role with, who does not play a supervisory role, I stand to be corrected, must not be presented as a referee, because we do not believe that this person will be objective when giving his or her assessment as required. And so family members, we frown on that. So I advise you not to present that father, that mother, that sister or an uncle or brother as your referee. And in the event that you do not have an ICAG member in your organization, a senior person from your auditors, because I believe that every organization that is working here in Ghana and has been duly registered with the Registrar General's Department does have, or the Office of the Registrar General does have or must have an auditor. And these audit firms are those registered with the institute. And as such, they all duly have ICAG members. And so a senior person who is also, and caution here, every referee that you provide must be a member in good standing. In order to check that, kindly visit our website, icagh.org, for the newly updated October 2024 members in good standing list. Look for this person, please. So I am begging you, because if you bring or if you submit a referee who is not in good standing, your application will be rejected. So do ensure that you check that the referee that you are presenting is in good standing. Some do also present referees who maybe might be in good standing, but there is no way for us to also check. By checking, I mean to go onto the portal, because the person might not be registered on the portal. There is someone like that. So I implore you to also, if possible, ensure that your referee is also registered on the ICAG members portal. It will go a long way to also boost your application. In case your referee is your former supervisor, this is where we are going to come to where you have worked in multiple places. Let me take myself as an example. Although I've worked at the institute for 10 years, I used to work with another institution, Kinapharma Ghana Limited, or Kinapharma Company Limited, sorry. So at Kinapharma, I was there for 4 years, and then I've come to ICAG. If I had just been at Kinapharma for 1 year and had been at ICAG for 2 or 3 years, or 2 years perhaps, let me just take it like that, so that my example, you would understand what I mean. Being at Kinapharma for 1 year and then at ICAG for 2 years, that gives me the 3 years or the 36 months that I retire, or that also qualifies me for membership. This means I need references from these 2 places. So in the event that you have worked at 2 different places, which give you cumulatively your 36 months experience, you are required to present 2 referees, each from these places. So 1 from your current place and 1 from your former place. 2 of them can be ICAG members. But in the event that you do not have, maybe your former place, you have an ICAG member, at least 1 of your referees must be an ICAG member. And it doesn't matter if it is from your former place or your current place. The most important thing is that at least 1 of your referees is an ICAG member in good standing. Not ACCA, not SEMA, not AICPA, but an ICAG member in good standing. Emphasis of in good standing. Has paid his or her subscription to date and has fulfilled all his obligations towards the institute in attaining their credit hours as well. As stated, these 2 people from these different places should be presented with their reference forms. They should fill this form. You pick the form from them, and then you upload them onto your portal under the referee section. Please do not send us the form, but rather scan and upload it onto your portal. I know a lot of questions are running through your head, as in its confidentiality or anything. It is between you and this person and us. There's no other party again. and we trust that it does so. So kindly pick the reference forms and upload them onto the portal. In the event that you have worked at 3 different or 4 different places, you've done an internship here, a national service there, some few months here, and now you're in your current place, and all these places cumulatively give you the 36 months or more that you require to apply for membership. Please provide references from these places. Ensure that these places or the people, at least one of them, is an ICAG member. It is very important. Now, in the event that you work in a government sector, say in a DC or district or municipality, or you are in a government hospital where you do not have an ICAG member as your supervisor, I believe the Ghana Audit Service also comes to audit you. And within that audit, there's an audit team lead who always is an ICAG member. You can reach out to this person to give you a reference, and then you can also reach out to your supervisor to also give you another reference. Provided that where you are working in that particular place, you have attained the 36 months or more. So you might ask, okay, so what if my current place, although I've worked at different places, what if my current place, I have worked for more than 36 months? Can I get all my referees from there? Yes, you can. Nothing prevents you, provided you have attained your more than 36 months at that current place that you're working. Now we come to the form, filling the reference form itself. This is where some of the tricky issues come in. Please ensure that your referee fills section 1.1 of the form with his surname or her surname and other names. Should take his gender or her gender as appropriate. In Ghana, we only know of 2, either male or female. His nationality is of very high importance to us, and to indicate as to whether the person is an ICAG member or not. Very key to it is stating under 1.5 the membership number. Every ICAG member's membership number starts with 1. If the person indicates 2, it means the person is still a student or maybe an associate. If the person indicates 3, then the person is an ATSWA member. That's the Accounting Technician Scheme of West Africa. And I believe that is way lower than even your qualification. So please ensure that the number that the person is indicating starts with 10 or maybe 11 or whichever it starts with. There are others too who at some point have 1A. That was one line of generating the membership numbers, especially for those who came in with ACCA. So do not be surprised if you see someone quoting 1A. Do not also be surprised if someone also quotes 1C. Those were SEMA members then. But they were ACCA or SEMA members who were admitted as ICAG members. So yes, they are members of the institute, only they have a different way of numbering, which was alphanumeric. You also, your referees also to indicate that they have paid their subscription to date. Coming back to the membership number, please ensure that the membership number that that person is stating is not ICAG stroke P stroke no. That is a practice license number. There are 2 or 3 different membership numbers that are issued when a person becomes a member. First one is the membership number, the basic one. That is 1 something, 10 or 11 that continues like that. And then there's the practice license numbers, which are issued to the practitioners. And in this way, those who usually are at fault are the practitioners, those auditors who give you references. They are the ones who quote those numbers. So please ensure that the person is stating their membership number and not their practice license number. Some also quote their firm numbers. Please ensure that your practitioner is not quoting their firm number, their firm license number, but rather their ICAG membership number, as stated in the members in good standing list. So kindly ensure that that is adhered to. The person should state as to whether it's in good standing or not, which we all know is supposed to be a yes. If it's a no, please don't even bother uploading the form. To state their mobile number, which is very important because we might have to reach out to this referee, their email address as well, and their Ghana card. In the event that the person does not have a Ghana card, which I don't know if that is even possible, but then they can, excuse me. Sorry about that. They can then also write their passport number. So it's either their Ghana card or their passport number. Now, this is where it gets interesting. 2.0 is the position or rank of the referee. In that, I am supposed to be quick. Let me try and share the screen because it's very important that is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is.
Great. So now the 2.0 that I'm referring to is the position or rank of the referee. The person should state their position or rank at the place from which they are issuing the reference from. As to whether the person is your finance director, is your CEO, your accountant, they should just indicate that. Now the 2.1 is where some also get it wrong. There are two 2.1s here. First one is the relationship of referee to applicant. Mostly, your referee is your supervisor. So they can just say supervisor. In the event that this referee is from your former workplace, the referee should state former supervisor at, should state that company where the person is still the staff at. In the event that this referee has not left your former place, please listen to me carefully here, because this is where some of the errors come from. In the event that you have left, or I have left Kina Pharma, and I am reaching out to my former boss there to give me a reference, he should state in 2.1 that he is my former boss or my former supervisor at Kina Pharma Limited. In the event that he has left Kina Pharma to say controller, he's no longer a staff at Kina Pharma, but then I'm still reaching out to him, which you can. I'm reaching out to him to give me a reference because he supervised my work when I was in Kina Pharma, because I have stated Kina Pharma under employment as one of the places that I attained my work experience to give me the 36 months. And as a result, he should state in 2.1 under the relationship of referee to applicant that he is my former supervisor at Kina Pharma Limited. And when it comes to 2.1, that's the name of the organization. Here, it is not the former place, but his current workplace. Please note this. Every referee who is giving you a reference form under 2.1 name of organization must state where he or she is currently working. Same for the nature of business, for where he or she is currently working, the postal address under 2.3, same thing, and the location of referee's organization under 2.4, same place, not your former place. So that is where the relationship comes in, because we have had instances where someone would have written relationship of referee to applicant, former supervisor, let's say my former boss who has left Kina Pharma to say controller. Then you would write former supervisor at Kina Pharma, name of organization, and then come and write Kina Pharma. Meanwhile, he's no longer a staff of Kina Pharma. So in the event that we go to trace him there, we will be told he has exited the place. So then it looks like we have a confusion here. So in order not to let any confusion exist, under 2.1, your referee, if he or she has left your former place, should state former supervisor at. If he is still there or she is still there, still former supervisor at. The relationship should always indicate where the person was your former supervisor at. If he is still your supervisor and you're still working under him or her, he should just proceed and then just state supervisor. There's no format here since he's still in it. But then the name of the organization should always be the place where the person is still working or is currently working. Same for the nature of business under 2.2, 2.3, the address, and 2.4, the location. Now 3.0. To enable the admissions committee of the institute process the application, we respectfully request that you furnish the institute with the information below. Now, this is which comes to you. How the referee knows you or your supervisor knows you. So, the person is required to state your name in full as you are applying for membership. In the event that you have changed your name, now I'm going back to your personal details. If you have done a name change, please ensure that in uploading your Ghana card, you scan your Ghana card with the affidavit and with the Gazette as one document and upload them. If we check and we find that your certificates bear a different name from that stated by your referee and from that stated under your name in the Ghana card, your application will be rejected because you cannot just change your name. Every name change is a serious business. We do not know the reason why you are changing that, be it criminal or for personal reasons. But to us, you are obliged to scan together with your Ghana card or your passport the affidavit warranting the name change and the Gazette securing permanently in the records and the annals of the Ghanaian government your name change. So please ensure that these documents are all scanned together as one document and uploaded when you're filling your application for membership. Your referee should ensure that the name that he or she fills tallies with the one that we have on your portal. Any different name stated would result in your application to be rejected because you will be deemed as two different people. Now, this is also where it gets interesting. Under 3.2, period of working relationship. From January 2019 to December 2024. Total number of years, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. That gives you 6 years. Somebody might say 5. Please calculate it again. It's 6 years. I'm starting from January. That's our cup. So then, please ensure that the period stated as the working relationship section and the 3.2 of your application, because I know that some of you have started getting rejections with these things. Please ensure that your referees quotes the period in the period form and 2, the month and then a year, not just the year. Don't state 2020 to 2024. And then you come and then you write 4 years, 7 months. How do we calculate that? In a blank check issued in 2020. When in 2020 and when in 2024 are you referring to? So please ensure that your referees state the month and the year in the form and in the truth. If it's January 2020, you should state it there. If it's in August 2020 or 2025, oh sorry, 2022 or 3, the person should state it there. We beg you. If you don't, and we are doing our calculation, that in fact, you better reject your application. The application will be rejected because we cannot calculate 3 years, 7 months from a blank, maybe 2022 to 2024. How do we calculate that? Now, under 3.3, that is the nature of a contract, employment contract. As I told you earlier on, you do not accept part-time. If you do locum with a practicing firm, unfortunately, if it's part-time, it will not be accepted. So advise your referees well. If you go and you lie, and we do our comparison and our background checks, and we find out that instead of, because you want to attain membership and you do not qualify yet, but because you want to do a little bit of machinations in order to gain that, and we find out, I'm sorry, there'll be worse consequences than just rejection of your application. So please ensure that the right thing is done. Your employer or your referee should take appropriately under full-time if you work there as full-time. If it's taken part-time, please don't bother uploading the reference form because it will not be accepted. 3.4, under applicant's grade and work schedule, please ensure that you type it out in Word. Please type it out in Word and then you upload it. You scan it together with the reference form as one document and you upload it on the portal. Now we come to assessment of applicants' knowledge in the unlisted fields. That's accounting, auditing, taxation, and ICT. Under the instructions, we have duly set under number 15 that kindly ensure that your referees are made aware to sign and stamp the reference form, as a form submitted without that will be rejected. The reference form must be filled by your referees in an explanatory form during the part of the assessment, that is from 3.5.1 to 3.5.4, and not to be rated as good, excellent, 10 over 10, 9 out of 10. Please, we don't want that. They should let us know the assessment of what they think your knowledge in these fields are. In the event that they know that, sorry, it will not be accommodated here. Pardon me. I advise that they type it out on another sheet and upload it with a reference form. They can scan it as one document and then upload it. Because I know that they might have quite a lot to say about your good work. But if they can write all through, then you can just indicate it there. Your referee should also not skip his or her opinion as to whether we should admit you or not. It is very important. And as I stated earlier, the signature and official stamp is very important. And the stamp should be the stamp of his or her current workplace. His or her current workplace. I know some of you are saying, oh, my referee does not have a stamp. If he or she does not have a stamp, the organization has a stamp. He can or she can take it to your HR or your admin for them to stamp it. The stamp is a form of authentication. The stamp is a form of authentication as to whether he or she truly is a staff of the company or the organization stated in 2.0. Sorry, in 2.1 rather. On this note, I would bring my elaboration to an end, and if there are any questions, I will take them and answer.
Thank you
So
very
may we
much.
have the questions?
Thank you. So, please, if any of you has any questions, you can please put them in the Q&A session. I can see there are a couple of questions here, but I guess most of them would have been answered already. So there are 3 questions here. I'll just read them out. First one is, I uploaded my master's and undergraduate sets, but the HND could not load. So I
You should just
maintained.
check the size.
Okay. Okay, that is fine. So please, how many referees does one need to submit in total if he or she works at only 2 different places, which
I
accumulates
think
to
this
the
has already
36
been
months? I
answered.
think this has already been answered. My referee indicated colleague, my referee indicated colleague, which has been uploaded already. Would that be accepted? I don't think this question is clear.
Yes,
If you
it's
could
good.
please.
It's fine.
Yeah. Please, can you explain 3.4 again? I think this is a recent question. Please, can you explain
3.4 and
3.4 again?
that you should type your work schedule, what you do at your place or what you did at your former place, and scan it together with a reference form and upload.
Okay. Thank you. If the second referee is not a CA member, is dash applicable for the membership number and good standing column? Please.
No, it's not an ICG member, so we don't have the person's number. Neither do
Yeah,
we know if the person is a member in good standing in their institution or not. So that doesn't
that's,
really apply.
that's interesting. The summary section could not show the summary for verification. I know this is an IT problem here. But the person is saying the summary section could not show the summary section, the summary for
Oh no, it
verification.
never does. So please don't worry about it. You can just apply. Just submit.
Okay.
It's fine.
About the SHS certificate, can you not start from university instead?
You can, as I said earlier on, it and you'll be an SHS certificate. So
Yeah.
if you don't have, it's no crime. But the most important thing is that you have your degree if you did, or you
Okay.
have your HND. But then I know that some of you two started straight from SHS. So
Yeah.
in that case, you need to.
Okay. Okay. I think this might be maybe someone has not asked, but how about those who started from SHS, maybe post, went back to uni, and now have a university degree? I guess they could use their university certificate as well.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Please, I changed my phone number when updating my personal details, but the old number still shows.
You can't change your number.
Okay.
Once the old one is there, that is it. Unless you write officially to IT for them to change it for you.
Thank you for you. Okay. I have 2 referees who are my former supervisors. Is that acceptable?
No. So what of your current supervisor? I don't know what it.
Yeah. So Bernard, please get your most recent supervisor
And yes,
to do
you
that
should
for
have
you.
the person.
Unless maybe you've been out of job for a while now and
Well,
that's
yes,
the
that
only
also
year.
counts.
Yeah. Please, did you
But
mention
if they
that
are former, if he's stating former, that means he is currently working somewhere.
working somewhere? Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So
So
you need
Bernard,
to
please.
represent someone from your current workplace, irrespective of how long you've been there for.
Yeah. Please, did you mention that only one referee of the 2 should be a member?
At least one of them, yes.
It's one of them. Yeah. Please, can an ICA member who is not your full-time supervisor, but a part-time supervisor sign?
No.
Okay. Please, I uploaded my reference assessment form, which is 267 kilobytes, but didn't upload. Why? This question, yeah.
This one, yeah, I don't know. Probably have to restart
Uh,
your machine
yeah,
and then do
probably
again.
check. I would also advise you check the format of the document you are trying to
Exactly.
upload. Check if you are not uploading a different format rather than what you're supposed to do. Please, should the reference form be typed or filled with ink?
Either way is accepted, but please advise your referees not to download it in Word and then
Yeah.
fill it. Because if you download and you fill it in Word, you tamper with it and it becomes 2-page.
Yeah.
And any document tampered with will be rejected.
Okay. Kindly clarify an SHS accounting tutor discharging other accounting duties, preparing financial statements for the school, church, and auditing financial statements of the school welfare.
Has he been given an appointment letter in that regard? Or he has been
Okay.
employed as a tutor?
Okay. I have a feeling the person might have been appointed as a tutor, but is doing these things in
Then you
addition
should
to.
let your school properly appoint you as such. Because
Okay.
provided you are the reference that is given to us that you are a tutor, unfortunately,
Yeah.
we will not grant you membership.
Okay. Please, what happens to those who have submitted but may have to do some amendments?
Your application will be rejected for you to have the opportunity to do so.
Okay. If your bill has been reversed, sorry, should you still fill the Google form? You mentioned it has been
No,
reopened.
even if it's reopened, you can't even fill it. If you fill it, I won't use it.
Okay. Okay.
I opened it because I just got tired of the calls.
Acceptable. Please, what if the referee is not a Ghanaian and does not domicile in Ghana? Please, how do we go about it? That's the first
Is he
question
the
from
only
the person.
person?
And then the second question is, if working at 4 different places, accumulating 8 years of experience, do we need a current place of work referee or the
Yes, you
previous
do.
places suffice?
So
Right.
in
So
the
we do
event that
need.
you've worked at 4 different places and your first 2 places give you the 36 months or more that you require, I advise that you use the first 2 places. But in the
Okay.
event that your current place plus your very near or your very first former place, as I mean, maybe you left your former place to go to your current place. So that place plus your former place, if it gives you 36 months, hooray. But if not, your
Okay.
former place before your former place and your current place, if those two give you, of those three give you, then yes, you can proceed and then get your referees from there.
Okay. Has everyone been billed in his or her portal with a graduation fee? Because I
No,
cannot see any payment option in the portal. This
um,
this is an
I
interesting
don't
one.
even understand.
Because
Because
I think the person
you
is
don't
saying
see a
is that,
payment
yeah,
option or you don't see a bill. Which of them?
because the person is saying, has everyone been billed in his or her portal with a
No,
graduation fee?
not everyone has been billed because there are people
Okay.
who filled the Google form and have not
Okay.
been billed.
Okay.
So if you have been billed, that is where I advise that you send an email to finance for them to reverse.
Okay. Please, if your husband is your supervisor, can you use him as
Hmm,
your referee?
boy. No,
Hey, God.
please. Hmm.
This one there, there's a serious self-interest threat over here
Just
to
say, just
objectivity.
say.
Please, I didn't attach my grade and work schedule as part of the reference form before uploading it. Please, what is the next step for me?
We will decide on that. There are some
Okay.
applications which have come without it, but then with what the referees do say, it suffices.
Okay. Okay. I have a director of finance as a supervisor. Can I use a colleague who is ICAG member and a manager as a second referee who is not my supervisor?
But unfortunately, no, you cannot.
Okay.
So the reason being this, your colleague, if you are on the same level with that person, cannot give you a reference.
Yeah.
If he or she is senior, fine, we might be able to consider that. But even
Okay.
that, if possible, let your HR or your admin officer who is higher give you the reference rather than your colleague. But in the
Yeah.
event that your supervisor or your finance director is not an ICHE member, this is where I would entreat you to reach out to your auditors to give you
Okay.
the reference.
Okay. That's fine. I have not attached the written opinion of my referee. How can I get that done since membership application has been submitted?
We do not need a written opinion from your referee.
Okay.
We only need a reference form.
Okay. The JPEG format for uploading the certificate is a problem because the 1 MB is too small. I think for this one, I would advise that there are various softwares or applications that you can use to minimize the size of some of these things. So you can try exploring those options, Michael. Please, assuming my employer is CAGD, that's Controller and Accountant General, but you've been posted to a municipal and the supervisor referee has been posted to another municipal. Does the referee, God, that's English. Please, assuming employer is CAGD, but you've been posted to a municipal and the supervisor referee has been posted to another municipal, does the referee be a former supervisor for the number of years worked with you, though same employer? I'm not getting the English. If you could please
I
resend that.
think I get to the question. So
Okay.
his supervisor has already been posted to a different place, and he's asking if he can reach out to him to give the reference for the period that
Okay.
he supervised him whilst he was
Okay.
there. Yes, you can go
Okay.
ahead and then let him give you the reference.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. I run my own business now. How do I get a reference?
He didn't work anywhere else.
Hmm,
The fact that
that's
you
a
run your
question.
own business now, I believe you did work somewhere else. So please reach out to your former workplace. If
Yeah.
you are currently running your own business, I believe you do have auditors. You can reach out to your auditors to also give you the reference. But as for yourself, you can't give your own self reference.
Okay. About the referee form, can it be handwritten? About the 3.42, should it be signed and stamped as well?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't completed the membership application, but I am unable to change my old picture on the portal. Someone mentioned I'll be able to do that after I complete the application.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, madam, please, I didn't get the answer right. Please, what do we write in those columns if the second referee is not a member? That's if I have one who is a member and the other is not.
Which columns is the person referring to?
I think that was the person who asked the question where they can put a dash if the other referee is not a member in good it's not a member and does not
So
have a
yes, they
membership
can just
number.
indicate like even NA, not applicable is
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. So the application for membership was rejected based on the reason that one of the referees is not in good standing. However, the same referee had given reference to two persons in my organization this year, and they were granted membership.
Okay, so you remember I said that there are some referees who might be in good standing, but are not registered on the portal.
Mm,
So it is possible that we might have gone ahead when it got critical, or these people whose applications were rejected brought us evidence that this person is in good standing,
okay.
and we proceeded with that.
Okay.
They did something to push the application. So
Yeah.
where is the evidence that the person is in good standing? Please let us have that. Get him also to register
Okay.
on the portal, and then we can proceed from there.
Okay. I think this one is the one I can answer. Say you've worked at 3 different places. First place 1 year, second place 3 years, third place 6 years. Can all your referees come from the third workplace? I think this one is a
No,
yes. Or
no.
okay.
Is the third place his current workplace?
Yes. Yeah. So 6 years at the current place, which is 3 years, 6
6
years.
years at the current place.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, then yes.
Okay. Thank you. If I'm still at my work of employment, the from and to date, if I'm still currently working,
And two
what
is
should
to
be the
date.
to date? Okay. Please, if my company's auditor is my referee, if he chose full time for 3.3, appropriate?
Yes,
Okay. Can an acting head who's not a member be a referee?
of course.
Please, my current supervisor is not a Ghanaian, does not domicile in Ghana. I think we've already answered this. If your two referees are from the same organization, can you submit only one 3.4, i.e., grade and work schedule?
Yes.
Okay. It looks like the system cannot be edited after submission. So, what happens to those of us who may have to do some minor changes, like adding the month to the year?
Your application will be rejected so that you do it again.
Okay. Concerning the reference, I was working with a firm, but considering the reference, I was working with a firm, but currently I am starting something small. Can I use only my former supervisors? I think this
Yes.
is similar to the other question. Yes.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Please, if I am in the audit unit, but my supervisor is not a member, but has signed for me, can my second supervisor be from my account unit who is a member?
That's this person supervise you.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Can I restrict my CV and employment history / information to cover only my current workplace, i.e., 5 years in audit firm?
Hey, why would you do that to yourself? No, please. Please ensure that you give us your details because it is not just for the application of membership.
Yeah,
We sometimes get opportunities to also, push certain people somewhere.
yeah,
So you give us only your current workplace, and if we need you, your experience in another industry. Don't you think you might have shot yourself in the foot in the event that you qualify for that place?
yeah. I think maybe this is also from a personal experience. Sometimes you might need a letter of good standing from the institute as well, and that
Exactly.
letter of good standing might need to include some of these things. So please add every information that you can. If your application is rejected, when will you get another opportunity to apply?
As soon as you receive your rejection, that's your
Okay,
opportunity.
okay. Please, can I get the email of the IT department since my email address is not working and would like to change it? Thank you.
You cannot send a direct message to the IT department. It has to be routed through the member services. So it's either you send it to me or member services. So akia.frimpong@icegh.com or member services at icegh.com. And you
Okay,
indicate your student number, your current email, and the email address you would like to be changed.
okay. Thank you. Kindly retake the 2.1 and 2.2 when your referee is a former supervisor.
Hey, that's Emily. Someone you are recorded, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
beg, please play.
I think, yeah, we are recording. So I think
Yes.
for the person who raised that question, once we share the recording, you can just go back and then watch that so that we can deal with other questions that we need to address. Please, the assessment portions, are they to fill all 4 assessment areas or they can
Yes.
fill where applicable? Okay,
All of them, not applicable.
all of
Because
them.
there are some referees who bring and then they've only filled under accounting, nothing under
Okay,
audit. Other students
okay.
even fill under ICT. So I'm wondering how you even work because I realize that now nobody prepares ledgers using notebooks.
Nope.
They're all working on computers.
Yeah,
So if the person doesn't have anything to say about your ICT competencies, then that's a huge red flag. So
yeah,
your referees are also to fill under auditing because you are audited and you learned
mm,
auditing. Everything that you pay attention to before handling is an audit exercise in its own, even if you are
yeah.
just an account staff. Taxation. You compute withholding taxes and other forms of taxation whenever you're preparing a transaction or any
Mm.
voucher. And then under accounting, the other one is basic. So
Okay,
please, your referees are supposed to assess you on all the fields.
okay. Thank you very much. If I called the office initially with regards to the current, I called the office initially with regards to the current place of the referee, and Ikuya told me the stamp should be where I was supervised, not the current place of my referee. Does it mean I should get a new form?
I don't remember giving anybody that response. You might have spoken to someone else, but not me. The phone, yes, belongs to member services, but I'm not the only person here. So I don't know how the answer came though. But then
Yeah.
please, the referee is supposed to stamp with his or her current workplace and nowhere
Okay.
else.
Thank you. This one is a bunch of questions from one person. Can your client be your referee?
No.
How long should the referee know you before he or she can be a referee?
Within a period it's stated, if the person has supervised your work for a certain period, within that work period.
Can you please re-explain section 2.2? I think this would be covered when you rewatch the video. What format should our scan certificates be? I think this would be on the website
Yeah.
when you're uploading it. I made a mistake on my educational history. How do I edit it?
You get the opportunity to edit it in the event that it's rejected.
Okay. Please, did I hear you say a referee I use cannot be a referee to another person? No, I don't think
No.
I don't think that's what she said. Please, I have worked at 3 different places. Can I still state all 3 organizations in the application portal, but use 2
Yes.
of them as my referee?
Of course.
That's a yes. Can I use a different referee other than the one I used during my first registration with ICAG as a student?
Certainly.
Please, I've already completed my registration, but per your explanation, my Ghana card name is not the same as the name I used to fill the Google form. Do I have to do the registration again and attach the affidavit to the Ghana card?
You would get, as I said, any error committed will result in a rejection.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get the text message or the email, please go back onto your portal, go to membership registration, and then do the correction per the reasons
Okay.
given.
Okay. Thank you. This is a tricky one. Please, can a new senior partner of our auditors sign if those I work with directly are no more? I mean, they have passed away.
Does the senior partner know you, and will he be able to give an objective reference regarding your in assessment of your work? I
Yeah.
believe definitely every senior partner, be it new or old, will be given your portfolio and would
Yeah.
abreast him or herself. So yes, the person can give you, provided it's
Okay.
objective.
Okay. Can I use someone from my regional office as my referee? He's an internal auditor. I work in government institution as an internal auditor as well.
The basic question would be, is this person your supervisor? Has he or she
Supervisor.
supervised your work before?
Okay. I did not receive the first email on November 29, 2024, but received the second email in December. I was billed in the portal and paid in full. Is the amount to be refunded to me? I
You
asked
would pay the
because you
difference.
indicated that we needed to reach out to finance section to reverse the bill.
Well, I wouldn't say you did not receive it, because if you received the second one, it means you received the first one. So please check your spam.
Okay.
Secondly, if you've already made the payment, you would not be refunded. You only pay the difference in the event that your application is approved.
Okay. Thank you. When will you get back to us on the status of our membership application?
This one, as I said earlier on, there's a pill that I'm selling, which is Abotre pills or patience pills. Please come and buy, because the system requires you to be patient. If you don't have patience, I beg you.
Can you come again with the billing aspect, please? Derek,
Which
I don't know
part of
what
it?
exactly you want her to talk about again. If you are
Yeah.
specific, we can ask her to talk about it. If I have worked for more than 3 years in a particular institution, can I limit the period to the exact 3 years, or I can make it to date? I think this has already been
I
answered.
don't even understand. If he's still working at that place and it's
Yeah,
more than 3 years, I do it to date.
to date, yeah.
Yes, the system will automatically calculate it for us. So that one is not a problem.
Yeah. I think this one as well has already been answered. So the question is, my application has been accepted, but my educational history is full of typing errors.
Using the this, we know what we see and we know what we want. So
Yeah. What is the grace period to reapply for membership when an application is declined?
a week,
A week. Can your audit committee member be your referee?
no, please.
On the issue of whether I've been appointed as a tutor or yeah, I think this person was the person who asked the question on whether they were. I have been appointed as a tutor. However, the appointment letter permits an appointee to discharge other duties that he or she may be assigned. So this is the person who said that he's a tutor and also does some accounting function.
Okay, I get you. So in this case, What I would advise is that when you're uploading the reference form from your say headmaster, please scan that as well.
Okay, that is fine. I think there's still a couple of more questions. I don't know. I don't know how long we've got. If you let me know, I can limit the number of questions that we
We've
go
already
through.
done almost 1.5 hours, so it's
Yeah,
7:25 according to my watch. I believe we can do maybe two,
another
six.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do another 5 minutes. Please, the patients there we are. Yeah, I don't think this is relevant. Please, can we start making part payment to the institute while while we wait for the approval? And
Please
which
get a
account
shoebox and be
number?
putting the money in it. We don't accept part payments.
Hey God. Please, if the referee on your CV is different from the referee form you provided, would that be a problem?
No, it would not be. We do not
Okay.
look at your referees in your CV.
Okay. Can the referee use good and very good for the assessment?
I've already said this. No. Good and very
Okay.
good. It's a terminal report. This is an assessment of your knowledge in these
Yeah.
fields. And it should be a narrative, like an elaborate assessment to let us know what he or she thinks your knowledge in these fields are.
Okay.
But my good, me very good, yeah. Hey, we can sit over time.
I think this question has already been addressed. Can your colleague be your reference? I think we've already spoken about that.
No, please.
No. Um, is the membership on portal filled in that order, or I can fill education before personal details or in any order, provided that
No,
confirm.
it's an order. If you can't skip from one to the next.
Okay. Okay. Um, please, do you have to re-upload educational certificates again since we have them on the portal when completing our profile during student membership?
Yeah, there are some which are already there. When you get the opportunity to open the portal when I'm filling the application, you might see some. So those ones that you don't see, please do re-upload them.
Okay. I think Mary is asking a question again. Please, I asked the question with the Ghana card and affidavit. I haven't gotten any text message from the institute concerning the rejection.
I don't understand.
I think
It's
she
possible you have
asked.
not even worked on her application yet.
Okay, all right, that is fine. So, Mary, kindly um, have some patience. You would get your rejection very soon, so you can redo the application if that's what you're waiting for. Because it sounds like you're waiting for a rejection, which I don't think is a positive attitude. But um, I think uh, right. Please, the patience there we are. Oh, but what if the registration goes through and I'm rejected later on after the deadline? What happens?
Even if you're rejected after the deadline, that doesn't mean you cannot apply, reapply. You still
Okay.
have 1 week after you receive your rejection, irrespective of whether the deadline has elapsed or
Okay.
not.
Okay. Right. And also maybe to add, I think ICA does membership induction quite regularly. So maybe if this sitting does not work, you could try the next sitting as well. I don't think it's a do or die affair to do it
Yeah,
in this
name and
sitting.
wow. But at least for promotion sakes, let's try it and
Yeah.
get everyone also.
Can my general manager be my referee?
Yes.
Can you please indicate where our Ghana card number should be on the application form?
You don't need to
Right.
indicate your Ghana card number. It is your referee's Ghana card number.
Okay. Can one fill bit by bit, or once you've started, you have to finish, or else I should start all over again?
That's how it's designed. Once you sit,
Okay.
you complete. So I advise that you have everything you need before you start the application.
Okay. Right. I think it's the last question. Can a mistake on a reference assessment form be cancelled and corrected on the same form?
Of course, yes, you can, but please do not use a correction fluid. I would reject it with passion because accountants are not supposed to be using correction fluids.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. I think that was all the. I think we managed to respond to all the Q&As that
Sure, certainly.
we had. So I don't know if you have any last remarks before we.
Of course, yes.
that.
I do have a few things that I would want to relay. The process is a very tedious one. It's not difficult, but it's all consuming. It could get overwhelming at a certain point, especially when you seem to not be hearing anything from us. Please do not worry. This is not the end of your life. It's actually the beautiful beginning of something greater. And in the event that you do get a rejection of your application, please do not be in a hurry to go in and check your application. Look at the reason for your rejection. Try as much as possible to have them resolved before you go back onto your portal and you reapply. We do not want to be encountering a situation where a single application might be rejected about 2 or 3 times. It is not pleasant. And moreover, it's more work for me. And I want us to also complete this journey as from GMW. As far as this application process is also concerned, you also have to pay attention to details. Everything that you do state counts. And every information that you give to us is treated with the utmost confidentiality. So we expect that you also apply due diligence in giving us any information. Please ensure that you pay attention, as I said earlier on, to details. The Institute is here for you. We are ready and ever willing to assist you through this process. Please make our works easier so that we can better assist you in all that you require to do. And one last thing. Right now, you are all associates. You are all faces of ICAG. Wherever you find yourself, no matter your position, how little it might be. By completing the institute exams, it's a huge deal. I wouldn't even say big. It is a huge deal. And nobody will catch you any slack if you make any mistakes. Because in their minds, you are a chartered accountant, even though you have not applied or has been admitted as a member yet. So this is where I implore you to be careful in your dealings, in your sayings, and conduct yourself with the utmost integrity wherever you find yourself. Because trust me, you don't want to be wheeled before the disciplinary committee. It is not pleasant. And you wouldn't want all of that sweat to go down the drain just for that fleeting moment of a shady deal or of an unfortunate situation. I wish you all the best. 19th December is still the deadline, irrespective of you breaking for Christmas holidays. If you don't apply within that time frame and you apply after that, your application will work on if we have the time, which might not be the case. So I implore you, we have 10 more days. So please do all that you can to apply for membership if you do qualify. I'm very grateful for this opportunity and I wish you all the best. With a new chapter opened, welcome to the fold. Good evening.
Thank you very much, Madam Ikuya, and have a good evening, everyone, and catch you some other time. Bye.
All right.